Good morning, Freedom Team. What is it? August 11th. Oh my goodness, is that right? No, no, no,
No,
no.
fourth.
August
Fourth,
4th. My
Sean.
bad. I'm a week ahead. And we are very fortunate and blessed again, you guys. We do every Monday morning, we interview somebody who's doing pretty massive on the revenue share. And we definitely have one of the top in the company right now. Has just had an incredible, incredible journey here over the last 5 years, but really his whole journey. And I'll have him share his story again. But let me give you a little bit of his background before we bring Eric on. So, for the past 30 years, Eric has worked in the business development arena where he was able to accomplish a very high degree of success. He worked in sales, sales management, sales training, and sales consulting capacity. Having been associated with well respected products and services has provided me with the tools necessary to succeed. He has worked in 4 different industries, being directly responsible for capturing a significant portion of the market share audience. His most recent accomplishments have taken place in the field of residential real estate and investment banking. His clients have been extremely diversified and have stemmed from portfolio managers. He has conducted real estate training seminars to real estate agents throughout the country. Regardless of the industry, the one consistent element has been his ability to set high goals and obtain them. My strongest attributes to surpassing expectations have been tenacity, forming strong client relationships, and understanding the needs of my buyers. These are also the elements he has searched for when responsible for building and managing a sales team. It is having the responsibility of leading and training sales organizations that he most enjoys. And let me put my own kind of personal plug in here. So I have been very fortunate that I caught up somehow with Eric probably well over a year ago, and he had another system called Attraction Flow. And I remember sitting in on some of his live calls and just going, wow, very systematic. Pete, I always think of you when you talk about your testimony systems. Well, he's created a system for attraction, just like Eric Golden has. They're both phenomenal. This is just another spin on it. And Eric, we have a guy in our group. I don't know whether he'll be on here or not. His name is Eric Golden. I don't know if you've met him. But
Mhm.
anyway, Eric, also like you, follows scripts. He's put them together. So, and they're really very similar, kind of an open-minded type script and stuff. But anyway, both have been phenomenal results. Eric has put together a system he's going to go over today. It's totally optional. But for those who are looking for a CRM that was built for attraction, that's what this CRM is specifically done. AI is built in, follow-up messages, drip campaigns. So I'm going to turn this over to Eric, a little bit different. We can still do some interview style, but I want him also to share with you what he's doing with his CRM and how this is helping him with all the follow-ups and drip campaigns. A lot of stuff that we're all looking for, it's all kind of built in. So Eric, again, dude, I know we just talked about before we hit record. It was crazy last week. Him trying to do some stuff with us. He was in the airport and had all the crazy noise in the background. And so, dude, we feel very fortunate you've come back this morning. I appreciate it. I'm going to kind of turn it over to you. I know we'll role play here in a minute. But yeah, if you want to kick things off for some that we're not
You
here
bet.
last week,
You
share
bet.
some of your background because I know you were in a place of pain and had to
Yeah.
make something happen. We all talk about pain and pleasure is what really moves us forward. Him, like me, was in a very painful situation several years back, which God helped find him and put this thing together. So, kind of just share your story so everybody understands where you're coming from and what's taking
Thanks, Sean.
place in 5 or 6
Appreciate the kind introduction. And it's nice to be here this morning. So yeah, I had a pretty successful real estate career, mostly in investment banking. I was part of the team that took Google, eBay, Amazon, and Yahoo public at Robertson Stevens. I came back to doing what I love to do, which is really in the sector of real estate. I just always have embraced this industry. And for the last 20, 25 years, I was a real estate coach, had a pretty successful model. And then at 58, 5 years ago, the unthinkable happened. I made some really bad business decisions, just to be transparent. And I wound up losing everything that I had at 58. I come from a family of overachievers. My younger brother is a vascular surgeon. My sister's a Yale doctor, married to a Yale doctor. So at 58, to have to say to my family, I've lost everything. Can you make me a loan? Was not only did it humble me, but it made me kind of like take a look at my life in totality. I had heard about EXP 3 years prior to me losing everything. And it was introduced to me by a dear friend. Many of you may know him. His name is Kevin Cottrell. And when Kevin told me about the platform, my response was, you ready, Michael? Never in this lifetime will I join EXP. You can tell I was born and raised in New York. Never in this lifetime will I join EXP. Well, here I was broke and destitute, not knowing what the hell to do. And I had spent 3 years trying to blow holes into why EXP was fraudulent, why it didn't make sense. What I came to realize, there were no holes that needed to be plugged. The model provides us tool, system support, and technology so that we can be the very best professional version of ourselves, and also makes available multiple streams of income. I think we could all agree multiple streams of income is better than one stream of income. It puts us in a place to increase our income earning potential and take better care of our families. In other words, it provides us a level of financial stability and security that most realtors never, ever, ever, ever are at. So I really took to this opportunity, and I came in with the mindset, not if I was going to be successful, because I'm a big believer in manifesting. What you say to yourself is going to manifest itself in your life. So I am big, big, big into that principle. And I came in with the mindset of not if I was going to be successful, but how successful I was going to be, meaning that I was willing to scale through rivers or crawl over mountains to have success. And I don't know if many of you read the book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's kind of my work Bible, right? So if you want to be successful, you have to have three things in place. Number one, you got to want it. And Bobby, I'm not talking about wanting, I'm talking about really, really wanting it, not like some half-assed, yeah, kind of want it. It's like you're either in or you're out. To me, and as I get older, I'm less black and white. I'm more gray and accepting of others. But having said that, when it comes to my success, you are either in or you're out. So I was willing to do whatever it took. You know, if you cut me open, you would just see fire that I knew I was going to be successful when I came to EXP. As a matter of fact, I carry a gold card. It's in my wallet. And it said that I'd have 10,000 agents in my organization within the next 7 to 10 years. I will get there, lo and behold. Second thing you have to do is you have to have faith. And what you tell yourself is absolutely going to show up in life. It's all about manifesting. I get up each and every morning with a sense of gratitude and conveying a message to myself of absolute success, focus, determination, commitment, words that stay with me. And three, you have to have a process in place that you're going to follow. So I created a process, and that process that I created 4 years ago was called Attraction Flow. It's a system that I built on Go High Level, or CRM. But the reason I put this in place is I believe that if you want to be successful building an organization, you better have a blueprint and you better have a map, not just for ourselves, but for people below us. Because if you give them a blueprint or a map, what you're doing is you're increasing the odds of them being successful. And of course, the more successful they are, the more successful you're going to be. There were problems with Attraction Flow. It was too damn robust. Most realtors are my age, or maybe a little younger, right? I'm 64 years old. Having said that, you know, most realtors don't want a robust piece of technology. What they need and want is something that is user friendly. So when we built Attraction Flow and Go High Level, it was too much. It was overwhelming, not just, quite honestly, not just for our customer base, but it was overwhelming for me. So we created Trackify, and it's taken us over 2.5 years to build. I have spent an inordinate amount of time, effort, and money, resources to bring this product into the market. The product, Trackify, is powered by artificial intelligence. With an open mind, it's going to absolutely blow you away in terms of what AI can do for you, not only in terms of communicating at the very highest level, whether that is written or orally, but also imagine somebody sitting right next to you and saying, Sean, remember to send out the 2PD email automation. Sean, remember to take this action. So we have a system in place that is a guide, that's an aid, that is going to make it less intimidating. It's going to make it less intimidating for not just you, but people in your organization to take action and build the organization that they want, that they need, and that they desire. So folks, what we want to be honest and transparent about is in our company, only 14% of the people, 14% of the people benefit from receiving a revenue share check. We have to ask ourselves why. Anybody have any indication why? Why are 86% of the people, and we could all agree, the shiny object at EXP is revenue share. Why are 86% of the people not participating? Anybody have any insight?
Yeah, I got a bunch. First one I think is fear or doing something they've never done. I give the example, and we were talking about before it started. I've been fortunate to have 4 or 5 of my frontliner Icon agents, but they were Icon before they joined EXP. I don't know about you guys, but from a revenue share perspective, when I think of an Icon agent, the credibility, their contacts, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they're going to crush rev share. And I think what my thought, Eric, is they get in and in their mindset, they go, oh my gosh, I got my friend Tony out in New York. I got Lisa out in North Carolina. They come up with the five, six, seven, eight names in their head and they call them and maybe don't get the response they were hoping for. And I think after they feel some of that, they're like, oh, I'm just going to go back to what I know. And they just do production. They don't treat it like a real business and stay consistent. That's just kind of my thought.
I'm going to piggyback on what you said, and I'm 100% agreeable. I am in agreement with you. I think they're fearful. They're fearful of being shamed, embarrassed, or rejected. That is it. None of us embrace those qualities. So how do we overcome that? How do we provide them the confidence and the comfortability to simply approach another person? As I take you through the system today, there are some key tenements that I'm going to address right now. I believe the size and strength of your database will dictate the size and strength of your organization. Even if you're selling real estate, I believe the size and strength of your database of potential buyer and seller leads will dictate how many homes that you sell, how strong your real estate business is. In order for somebody to get in my database, they are going to earn that opportunity. They are going to have to earn it. I am not randomly putting people into my database and convoluting my database. I want my database to be pure. I want it to be real. So in order for somebody to get to be a part of my database, where I'm going to spend time, money, and efforts, resources, trying to move that relationship forward, trying to enhance it, they got to earn it. In other words, they have to indicate to me, number one, that they're open-minded. Two, they've got to indicate that they're going to watch the 2 videos that I'm going to send out. And 3, they have to agree to have a follow-up appointment. So collectively, we could ascertain if EXP perhaps aligns with the long-term direction they want to take their business, if they're right for EXP, and if EXP is right for them. Okay? So my whole focus is doing that. Folks, you don't need to be intimidated by building an organization. I'm going to share with you how I built my organization. I spend an hour and a half a day on what I call my work treadmill. Anybody work out this morning before they came in? I got up, went to the gym early this morning, right? I was on the treadmill for about 45 minutes. I didn't get on the treadmill for 15 minutes, leave the treadmill and go to Dunkin' Donuts and eat half a dozen donuts and then get back on the treadmill. That would be idiotic. That would serve no purpose at all. I treat my business the exact same way. I don't get up from my chair. My water is here. I go to the bathroom prior to sitting down, and I call for 90 minutes a day, asking people if they'd be open-minded, willing to watch the videos, and have a follow-up call with me. Now watch. I'm going to show you how I've grown an organization of almost 3,000 people in 5 years. 3 of the years have been a down market. My goal over the course of 90 minutes is to put 3 people in my database who warrant being there. If I call 5 times a week, right? Now I live in Puerto Rico, so I don't have a warm market. These are cold. When I tell you cold call, like from a morgue, right? So I call 3 times for 90 minutes a day with the intention of putting 3 people in my database who deserve to be in there. If I call 5 times a week, Pete, at the end of a week, how many people am I going to have in my database? 15. At the end of a month, 60. At the end of a year, 720. Stop with all the BS. I just told you how to properly scale your business. If you invest time in conversations and not hard selling people, but find out, identify through the power of the questions that you ask, if somebody's open-minded, agreeable to watch the videos, and have a follow-up call, and you do this 5 days a week, you are going to be successful. There's a myriad of other things that you're going to do. But I'm going to take you through the system now and show you how artificial intelligence is going to act as your best friend, and how a Trackify, unlike any other tool on the market. And they just said this at a Track Fast. I believe Brian Ellington talked about it Friday on the call. You know, it's going to absolutely wow you. But without me explaining this much further, I'm going to illustrate it for you. I'm going to share my screen. Sean, do me a favor, bud. Would you just grant me access?
And you have me kind of thinking that, even most people work a 10-hour day, I would imagine. So you're taking 15% of your day to build rev share. And
That's it.
your whole life
That's
comes
it.
in 12 to 24 months. Yeah, it's just another way to look at it.
It's not brain surgery, clearly. You are going to see when you first log into the system, I talked about this before, mindset. Mindset to me is everything. It's more than 50, 60% of the game. So every day when you log into the system, you are going to receive an affirmation. Yes, I write these affirmations every morning. So my head is in the right space. I'm committed. I'm focused. I'm determined. Today's affirmation: Every time you log in, there will be a different affirmation. Not only will you receive it in the system, it will also be emailed to you directly. Today, commit to being productive and building out the organization you desire. Let your skills work for you. Easily connect with others by asking questions to serve them better. Let nothing stand in your way of success. You are 1000% worthy of what you seek. Take off the brakes and go after it. Let's do this. All right. I am now into the Trackify system. I talked before about the importance of prospects. A prospect is defined as somebody who is hot, warm, or cold. If you toggle over hot, it will clearly tell you what a hot prospect is. It's somebody that you're highly engaged with, that you anticipate joining your organization within the next 4 months. A warm lead, you're a little less engaged, but engaged, and you anticipate them joining your organization from 4 to 12 months out. Perhaps they have listings that need to sell, or there's a certain thing, there's something that's inhibiting them from signing right away, but you definitely feel strong that they're going to join your organization. A cold lead, you don't have any clear indication when or if they're going to join EXP. At one point in time, they were probably at least warm, but they may have ghosted you on your follow-up call, which we call your second call. We refer to that as a rating call. But a cold lead was probably downgraded. They may have ghosted you. They watched the videos. They didn't like what they saw. But if somebody is hot, warm, or cold, what happens is the system is going to identify them as being a prospect, and they're going to be a recipient of what we call our drip campaign. Our drip campaign is sent out on the 1st and the 15th of every month. It's a pretty sophisticated campaign. The campaign is used to assist you in nurturing and cementing a relationship with a prospect. So if you do anything short of drooling on them or highly offending them, there's a very strong likelihood they're going to come into your organization. The first drip campaign is typically something about EXP, an earnings report, an acquisition the company's made, a big team that they brought on, something that illustrates that EXP is leading the charge. And then, of course, there's a call to action. The second drip campaign. Second drip campaign is we want to evoke a positive emotion. We want to move a little bit away from EXP so we're not EXPing them to death. We want to get them to smile so we stay top of mind. Perfect example, we use piñata farms a lot. My head on Leonardo DiCaprio's body in The Wolf of Wall Street. Jonah Hill says, you show me a check for $78,000 and I'll quit my job right now. And there I am handing Jonah Hill a check. We had over 70 people respond to that, right? And then, of course, there's a call to action. So prospects, again, hot, warm, and cold. On your dashboard, you'll see new. New is somebody, it could be, I know Sean uses courted a lot. People that are in your system that you want to reach out to, perhaps people from your MLS, but there has not been a conversation. We do not believe in sending cold email or cold text until somebody tells us that they're welcoming and inviting us to do so. A new callback. I have a conversation with somebody. They say, you know, Eric, I may be open-minded to exploring this with you, yet I'm about to show a property. Could you call me back? Trash is somebody who told you to go jump in the lake or something stronger. Of course, your organization, you can communicate directly with them. I'll show you more in a second. Your goals. If you want to make $100,000 a year, you need to have 96 prospects in your system. 96 prospects that are open-minded. I'm going to keep on repeating this. Open-minded, committed to watch the videos, and have a follow-up appointment. You're going to see there's a progress bar here. You could either take your goals up or you could take them down. The system is going to make recommendations to you and also on your dashboard show you what calls you have for today, in the future, and past due, right? You're going to see red. It's going to basically take action. These people are waiting to hear from you, okay? Let's go into contacts for a second. So again, your contacts are breaking down into groups. All of your contacts, hot, warm, and cold that we discussed, what I had showed you before, right? If you want to send everybody, that is, if you want to send everybody an email or text that's hot, you would simply check on the box here. And you could see you could send an email to all 12, an SMS, right? I'm not going to do that for now. You can pull up people in the system alphabetically. The people that were last created, so somebody who you just met recently and added them to your system, people that you haven't spoken with in a while, people that you've least interacted with that probably are warrant of receiving a phone call, and then people that you've interacted with on a pretty frequent basis. You can input prospects into your system one of two ways. If if you are using another CRM right now, right, you could simply go into Actions, right? Really simple. You would export your contacts right here and immediately import them into a Trackify. For today's example, I'm going to add a contact and I'm going to show you how artificial intelligence is going to listen to Sean and my conversation. It's going to interpret the call, tell us what to do, and how this thing is going to assist you in building out your organization. So I'm going to add a contact right here. It's a new call, right? I am going to put in Sean's contact information. Sean, put the last name S. Sean, what is your email address, buddy?
Go Sean.Sturrock@exp.
Go.
Sean.Sturrock.
And buddy, what is your phone number?
214-738-1155.
Hey, Sean, do me a favor, buddy. Just double check me. Got all that right in there?
Yep. Looks good.
All right. What I'm going to do is I am going to save this contact. I'm going to hit save. What is happening is the system is acknowledging I've just added somebody into the database. That's a good thing. Okay. So if I met Sean at a lending event, a title event, an association, a Mike Ferry seminar, and he said, Eric, shoot me over 2 videos. If you simply click here, they're going to receive a 2-video email automation. What is a 2-video email automation? It's a carefully worded email that's sent out inviting Sean to watch the video. If Sean doesn't open that email within 1 hour, our thought process is, maybe it went into the spam folder. And what's going to happen is Sean's going to receive a text. If Sean doesn't watch the video within 24 hours, he's going to receive a friendly reminder. Or if Sean, I met him and Sean said, Eric, let's meet up for a drink next Wednesday at wherever, you would simply send him out a calendar invite. But for today's example, I'm going to streamline this. I'm going to call Sean. I'm going to make a live call. Now I want to show you, once I make a live call, there are lots of aids that come into place here. Number one, you're going to dictate to the system what type of call you are going to make. Is somebody setting an appointment for you? Are you using a third party to do that, like a VA? Secondly, are you speaking to a prospect where the appointment has already been set? Is it an open-minded call? Is it an open-minded call? Is it a rating call, which is our second call, where we rate somebody in a scale from 1 to 10, or we have them rate themselves, their level of interest in joining us at EXP? You're going to take note that regardless of what type of call you are making, it is going to coincide with the open-minded call scripts, right? So if you hit view here, you're going to see this is a script. You have one of 3 scripts to use. You could use scripts, whatever you deem to be your preference, or whatever script you think may best resonate with the person with whom you plan on reaching out to. Why do I use scripts? I use scripts not to sound robotic, because if I said to Sean, hello, Sean, my name is Eric, Sean would think, hey, you're full of beans, right? People don't talk like this. I use scripts so my conversations stay on track. So I'm asking appropriate questions and not talking a lot, where I can gather information to get to know my client. These scripts, again, have been time tested. I want you to go back. How many people in your organization do you think, man, this person be so talented, they could be so successful in building an organization? The reason they're not doing it is they don't want to be shamed, embarrassed, or rejected. So we give them an aid, we give them a script, which will give them a higher level of comfortability and confidence to simply reach out. Because if they're not comfortable and confident reaching out, I can assure you the person with whom they're engaging in a conversation with is not comfortable and confident. Not only are you going to receive these scripts as an aid, but any type of call that you make, right, you're going to see a video. I'm not going to play this video, but suffice it to say, this video is 3 minutes and 33 seconds long. And what it is, it goes over what is the tone of the call? What are you trying to get out of the call? What type of verbiage is being used? So it gives somebody, again, more direction and confidence for them to pick up the phone and start building out that all-important database. Guys, I'm going to ask you all to do me a favor. Mute, because I'm going to now call Sean. Sean, you're going to want to mute your Zoom as well. But if everyone can mute their Zoom, I'm going to call you on your phone. You want to say yes, you'll be open-minded ultimately, so the system, so you could see what the system is going to do. But you could throw an objection. You're going to see when I call Sean, what's going to happen is I can toggle back and forth on my screen between objections that I may hear and how to respond to them, or the scripts that I just showed you. So without further ado, buddy, I am going to give you a call, Sean. So you're going to pick me up on your phone, not on the system. Hi, is this Sean? Hey, Sean, it's Eric Orland calling. How are you? Good, good. Thank you for asking. Sean, I was looking at a production report and I noticed that you've been successfully selling real estate for an extended period of time. In light of the market in that today, that speaks volumes. So I do hope you'll take this call as a compliment. Sean, would you be interested in exploring a brokerage platform that may allow you the good fortune to keep more of your hard-earned commissions, provided you buyer and seller leads to ramp up your production, but also made available to you, Sean, multiple other streams of income, allowing you and yours to increase your income earning potential? Is this something you might find compelling? Would you simply be open-minded to exploring together? Hey, Sean, wouldn't you agree that most people particularly feel the same way you do, or they wouldn't be staying with their employing broker? Based on the fact you're happy, could I simply assume that you haven't spent a whole lot of time researching what else may be being offered in the marketplace to assist you in taking your business to the next level? Sean, could you be in any better position to simply compare and contrast what you're being provided by your current broker versus what eXp may be able to offer? Aren't you in an enviable and can't lose situation? Sean, I hate to be blunt, but would you agree your career may be worth 10 or 15 minutes of your time to simply compare and contrast the two different platforms and to see which one best aligns with the ultimate direction you and you alone want to take your business? Would you simply be open to exploring that for 5 or 10 minutes? Sean, I really appreciate your open-mindedness. And clearly, I'm not asking you for any commitment today. The only commitment I will ask is the following. I'm going to take the liberty of sending you out 2 short videos. One of the videos is 10 minutes long. You could almost watch it while you're brushing your teeth. These videos are going to provide you a great overview why eXp is the fastest growing real estate company in the history of real estate and how this amazing platform may assist you in taking your real estate career to the next level. It will also allow you to formulate any questions, Sean, that you may have for me when I follow up with you. You think you'd be able to watch these videos in the next 24 to 48 hours? Cool. That puts us at around Wednesday. Do you have any time? What would be a best time for us to connect either Wednesday or Thursday of this week? Would Wednesday or Thursday, Sean, work best for your calendar? Wednesday morning, I've got a 9 and a 10:30. What time works best for you? 9 o'clock Wednesday morning. Sean, again, I want to thank you for being open-minded. And I want to rest assured, I want to let you know I will be on that call readily prepared to answer any questions you have. I would just ask for the same level of professional courtesy that you're on the call as well. Does that seem about right? I love it, Sean. Really appreciate your open-mindedness and exploring if this platform makes sense or not. Thanks for your time today, buddy. So what is happening here? So you can see right here, the call is being analyzed right now by artificial intelligence. I haven't put any notes in the system. What I'm going to simply do is I'm going to come in here, I'm going to add a task that I have a rating call with, and we said that was going to be Wednesday the 6th. And I'm simply going to hit save right here. All right. For the sake of time today, I would have typically asked Sean, in an effort to be prepared for our next call, how long have you been with your current brokerage partner? What do you like best? What do you like best about having them as your brokerage partner? And what would you change or modify about that relationship? That would give me their pain points. I'm going to put that into the notes. So I always have a history of what Sean likes, what his goals are, and what he doesn't like. The system is now complimenting me. Congratulations, you have just added Sean S. He has agreed to a follow-up call. The contact is open-minded. The contact has agreed to watch the videos, all right? You're gonna hit okay right here. Let's go in and see the analysis, okay? All right, the highlights of the call. The conversation involves Sean discussing his current satisfaction with his brokerage while expressing some openness to exploring eXp's offerings. Sean agreed to watch two introductory videos and scheduled a follow-up call. The analysis, the tone was friendly and professional, with both speakers maintaining a positive rapport throughout the conversation. The system has identified him as a warm lead at this juncture. Now, that could very well change on the rating call, but right now we're going to keep him as warm. It knows that I made an open-minded call. The rationale, Sean showed some interest in exploring options, but expressed satisfaction with his current situation. This combined with the commitment to watch the videos and agree a follow-up call positions him as warm. All right, the conversation indicators. Conversation indicators, open-minded, yes. Sean expressed a willingness to explore eXp's platform, indicating open-mindedness. Sean committed to watching the videos during the call, and he agreed to have a follow-up call after watching the videos to discuss. What are the next step? AI is prompting me here. Sending the videos is critical as it aligns with Sean's commitment to watch and will prepare him for the follow-up discussion. All I'm going to do is click right here, and you could send out a system template. These are things that I have modified over and over and over again. Something I write, so I obviously like it. I'll quickly read this to you. Hey, Sean, I'm thrilled that you're taking the time to explore the incredible benefits of EXP. I can confidently say you won't be disappointed. As the fastest growing real estate company in history, EXP has completely redefined what a brokerage can offer agents. What sets EXP apart? Unmatched financial opportunities, multiple revenue streams, and a truly agent-centric model that allows you to keep more of your hard-earned commissions while building long-term wealth. The potential here is truly game-changing. I sent you 2 short videos, yada, yada, yada. If you don't want to be as long-winded as me, you could have AI's template. Hey, Sean, as discussed, here are the 2 short videos about EXP Realty that will give you an overview of our platform. I look forward to your thoughts. I'm simply going to hit the send button, and you are done. You don't have to do a darn thing. Okay. Sending a calendar invite. This is not just going on my calendar. I want it in Sean's calendar as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a calendar invite. The system picked up that Sean, 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. on Wednesday. I'm simply going to hit send, and we're off to the races. Instructions is telling us what to do. It talks about the effectiveness of the call, the relationship building opportunities, what objections, the focus of the next call, emotional response, important events, and how we're evaluating the prospect as a 7 at this point and time. All right, guys, I'm going to continue to take you through the system. I want to see if you guys have any questions or comments thus far. I just want to do a quick check-in with you.
Yeah.
Anybody at all?
I do have a question, Eric. Can we
Yep.
modify these emails? Can we, in text, can we add to them? Can you drop in a video, anything like that?
You can't drop in a video, and you can modify them. I don't know how else to say this, so I'm just going to be as straightforward as I always am. This system allowed me to build a 3,000 person organization in less than 5 years. Less is always more. Folks, you have everything here that works for you. It's not about having an abundance of tools. It's utilizing the tools that we know work. So, you have every email, every text. They have been put through scanners. They have been written professionally. They have been modified over and over and over again. I would encourage you that if you're going to utilize the system, you'll utilize this emails, the texts, the drip campaigns, the automations, and the scripts that we written and can verify work based on our track record. Great question, Sean.
Question.
Yep.
You were on script for most of the time, and then you went off script. You have, since I'm new at this, do you have things that I can learn how to? You went off so naturally.
I mean, I've been doing it. I wrote all of these scripts. And
Exactly.
I think in the industry, I was known for objection handlings. I mean, I'm basically writing these objection tools. So people like yourself or people in your organization have the comfort. I was reading it three quarters of the way through.
Yeah.
Right. I just put a little twist in at the end.
Yeah.
But absolutely, you could, utilize them the way they're written. All right, let's take a look. So again, notes. You're always going to want to add a note, right? And something that you can reflect on. What's important to Sean? What doesn't Sean like about his brokerage? What are his goals for the future, right? You are going to see, here's your communication log. You're going to see that 2 minutes ago, Sean was sent. Let's take a quick peek. Sean was sent a calendar invite. Boom. You're going to see right before that, 3 minutes ago, Sean received the 2 video email automations. Now check it out. Right below, agent presentation, the model explained. What's going to happen? It's going to indicate when Sean opened the email and started watching the video and what percentage of the video that he watched. If Sean moves forward in the video, if Sean takes the video and moves it forward without watching, the system is going to indicate that us. Not only is it going to show you in the system what Sean has watched in terms of the video, it's going to also send you out an email. Okay. And you can see the calendar invite here at the very bottom of the page. So it is in here, and it's also going to show up in your dashboard. Okay.
Eric, can I ask a quick question?
Please, Sean.
So when that email and stuff goes out, if they don't finish watching, let's say they watch 5 minutes of the 12-minute, are you saying there's an automated email in there encouraging them to finish watching it?
No, because then, what you don't want to have them do is feeling like you're spying on them, right? There's that fine line, Sean, right? Where you don't want to be known as a stalker, but what you can see is somebody's level of interest. And as long as they took the time to watch the videos, right? I think that's what's important. I mean, whether or not they watched all 13 minutes, to be honest, I'm not giving it that much thought. But this clearly indicates, I think, people that are serious about making a potential career move, they're going to take the time to watch a 12 or a 13-minute video. All right. What other things does the system do? Automations. Automations. Let's go into tools here really quickly. So in tools, and I'm going to go through all of this with you, our system is built on a 10-point system, it's on a 10-point process, right? When we take action, how somebody responds to us taking action will then dictate the next course of action that we take. For example, an appointment setter makes a call for me. They set up an open-minded call. 15 minutes prior to me calling that person, the system is going to send out a remind and confirm text, right? So I just did an open-minded call with Sean. The system encouraged me to send out a two video email automation. I set up a rating call right through the system for 9 o'clock on Tuesday, 9 o'clock on Wednesday. What's going to happen is 30 minutes prior to 9 o'clock on Wednesday, Sean is going to receive a confirmation and reminder text. If that person does not show up for the rating call, right, what's going to happen? It's going to trigger our 7 email automation, where they're going to get 7 emails spread out across 40 days in an effort to try to re-engage them. So what do these automations look like? All right, an automation, they're right here. So for today's, just for today, let's say Sean and I on our next call, the rating call, and I use an assumptive close asking Sean, was that not the best brokerage model for the following reasons, yada, yada, yada. I field his questions, and I wrap up the call by asking Sean, on a scale from 1 to 10, 1, you having absolutely no desire whatsoever to join EXP, and 10, you clearly understand the power of this platform and what it may mean to you to boost your real estate business, and you're ready to join now. Just for edification purposes, Sean, where do you stand? Let's say Sean says, Eric, I'm a 7. The next appropriate question would be, what would it take to move that needle to a 10? And Sean is going to tell you what to do to go down that yellow brick road and lead you to a pot of gold. Let's say, for example, Sean says, you know, Eric, I want to know more about your technology. I'm really tech savvy, yada, yada, yada. So the system would send out a tech tour automation. Let's take a look at what this is. It will go out automatically, or you could just start your own automation. And you're going to take note that Sean just received less than a minute ago when I hit the button. Hey, Sean, I'm excited for you to explore eXp Realty's cutting-edge technology platform. You'll quickly discover a technology stack designed to assist you in building out your real estate business like no other brokerage in the industry. Below, you'll find a few short videos introducing some of the most powerful tools: Canva Pro, SkySlope, Slack, and your choice of 3 of the leading-edge CRMs, Bold Trail, Close, or Lofty in the real estate sector, plus a look inside eXp World. These tools are designed to help you streamline your business, boost productivity, and stay ahead in the industry. These are all automations. And you can see what the automations look like. You'll see down here. Okay. Let me show you some other quick things. So profile, if you don't like the dark screen, you can, well, as I mentioned before, you can edit your goal. You can utilize a lighter screen if you can see you could have the screen in light if you prefer that mode. I'm going to go back to dark. And everything that we do in English, we also do in Spanish. So when I show you the training videos, everything that's in English is done in Spanish. Every email, text, automation is also done in Spanish. All right, so we're going to keep it in English here. Make the screen size go back. All right, what is recents? Recents are going to show you how active you are in the system. Are you using the system the way that it was designed to? It's going to show you every email, every text, every phone call you made, whether that was incoming or whether that's outcoming, and all of the automations that existed. I don't know why that's not popping up here. All right. What are the tools you get with Trackify? So we talked about all of the different scripts: appointment setter call, open-minded call, rating call script. These are our videos. The 12-minute video was produced by Trackify. It was the talk of EXP. It is the most updated video out there that incorporates Revenue Share 2.0. I'm going to reshoot the video and add the 3 different CRMs that have been added, as well as co-sponsoring. So a couple of edits are coming. We talked about objection handling scripts. Definition of insanity is knowing you're going to hear an objection and not be prepared to it. Your brokerage cost comparison calculator may be my favorite tool. What this is going to illustrate or highlight for a prospect is how much money they're paying to their existing brokerage partner versus what they paid to EXP, and then illustrating for them, if they move their license, what is the cost savings. You do not need to input anything on the right-hand side. This is EXP. Everything is populated from our E&O fee, $60 capping at $720, our $85 a month technology fee if they're an Icon agent. The only thing you're going to do is you are going to you're going to input where you see the beige entry system right here, right? You're going to input right there. What I love about this model, it requires you to ask the prospect questions. This is going to do three important things. Number one, it's going to get that person sharing with you open up and feeling more comfortable with you. Number two, it's going to indicate to that person that you care enough about their business to want to learn more. And number three, you're going to have a better understanding of what they're paying their broker and why it's advantageous for them to move to EXP. We just plugged in whatever numbers here. What it's going to show is their annual gross commission is $870,000, right? Based on a 35% split with no cap, they're going to pay their existing broker $304,500. We know that we've got a $16,000 cap at EXP, but then it's going to tabulate and calculate whether or not there are royalty and franchise fees, transactions, what are their monthly fees. We do the same thing with EXP, and what it's going to show that they're going to pay their existing broker $352,200 at EXP, $20,764. But, big but here, they're an Icon agent. It's going to add $16,000 back to the formula, showing them that staying where they're at, they are going to make $517,800 versus moving their license to EXP. They will now take home $862,960, giving them a cost savings of over $345,000 a year. The appropriate question to ask right now would be, may I ask, how much longer do you plan on selling real estate? If somebody said 10 years, what I would simply say to them is, keeping all things the same, assuming your business never grew whatsoever, which you probably would. But if you stayed where you're at for another 10 years, do you realize that's $3.45 million? Mr. and Mrs. Prospect, may I ask, what would that mean to you and your family? The very bottom is a video of me posing the questions and taking you through the model. Trackify flowchart I went through before, and the 5 features and benefits of EXP, folks. This should be right at your fingertips. And each and every call, I had 3 calls this morning prior to jumping on here, and inevitably, I am constantly taking them through the 5 features and benefits of EXP. So I am succinct and careful in my communication, always knowing that less is more. All right, training. So in the old attraction flow system, some of the videos were an hour long. I mean, I thought if I had to listen to myself for an hour, I think I'd jump off a bridge. These are the training videos. There are 45 minutes of videos. None of the videos are longer than 3 minutes long. Typically, the videos are between 1 minute and 3 minutes, really succinctly showing you, illustrating for you, taking you by the hand and getting you up and running. Our goal with this is not for you to be watching me for days on end. It's to unpack the system and let it go to work for you so you could build out your organization. I will say these are extremely well done. I know it sounds a little arrogant. I apologize. I went to a studio in Miami, shot the videos. Their feedback on this had been really, really good. Our training calendar. So Trackify is comprised of 3 elements. 1, 10 hours of high-level coaching and training a week, different Zoom calls. Sorry?
Did she really? Okay, I was.
So Trackify is comprised of, there are 3 elements for Trackify. 1 is high-level coaching and training. There are over 10 Zoom calls a week. The Zoom calls are comprised of prospecting with me. Sean comes on these calls fairly often. If you are a subscriber and you are part of Trackify, I will make the call for you. All you show up with is a name, a phone number, and who they're with. I will identify them as being open-minded. I will nurture and cement the relationship. I'll bring you into the relationship, and we will co-sponsor together on the calls that I make for you. There are 20, 30 people on the calls. These take place every Tuesday and Thursday. The other calls that we have 2 Q&As each and every week. Plus we have the model explained, myself and Kurt Shewell. I do 2 a week. Kurt does 1. You're able to come in here and identify what you want to put in your calendar so you could participate, or you could simply join now. But these are the various calls that we have. On Tuesday, the World Tour, my associate, Vonda Kozar, takes your clients. If somebody says to you, I'm interested, but I want to see how EXP World works, Vonda will take them an hour tour of EXP World and show them all of the main technologies that I just discussed before. Group prospecting with me on Tuesdays that I just talked about, our Wednesday calls, and Thursday's a long day for me. All right. Almost done, guys. I appreciate your patience, but I wanted to be thorough in going through this with you. All right. Our library. These are open-minded calls that we've caught on video. You can see the tone and the verbiage that I'm using on each and every call. A rating call, same thing. Additional resources, scripts for brokerages, team leaders. I brought on one of the biggest teams in the state of Florida. It took me 3 years to nurture and cement that relationship, but that's precisely how I did it, using the script. 2-minute elevator speech. You should be clear, and I mean crystal clear, how to convey your value-added proposition in 2 minutes or less, whether it's about joining EXP or why you should be their sponsor. But you'll be able to see this, and these are the past drip campaigns, over 60 drip campaigns that have been super beneficial. And these bonus videos, coaching Sheila Fageron's group, Gogo Bethke, Mastermind with Sean Kokoska, and so on and so forth. All right. These are the automations. You could see what the automations look like, the verbiage that's being used. It's right here at your fingertips. Our resource center. The biggest pain in the ass for me was being in the system and somebody asking me a question. Hey, Eric, what is an icon agent? Or how do you define a mega team? Me having to leave the conversation and tell them I'm going to get back to them. We spent hours and hours putting this together. So if someone wants to start about team building, right here, put in team building and management straight from the company. There's the PDF file right here. What is an icon agent? I mean, I could pull up anything. Icon agent award overview, or even co-sponsoring most recently. Sponsoring and co-sponsoring. So everything, you have an entire library that is right here at your fingertips. So you don't need to leave the site, go into EXP World, and go into Treasure Hunt. Lastly, if you want support, you could either hit Submit Support Ticket right here in the system. Simply click on the support button, fill out this form, and somebody will get back to you typically within the course of the business day. At the most, it will take 24 hours. Whew. All right, before they kick me out of Chick-fil-A, I am going to stop right here. I'm going to answer any questions, and I'm going to answer any questions that you may have. Comments, questions, anybody?
Yeah, anybody feel free to fire away.
Eric, these days, how do you source the agents that you're calling and putting in there just on the front end?
So you mean when I'm calling on behalf of somebody?
Well, just yourself, how are you picking out an agent? Because at this point in your career, you're trying to still find the best of the best. I would, how are you?
No, I'm not trying to hit home runs every day. I believe that to successfully build a revenue share organization, I think what you want to do is you want to hit base hits. I only go whale hunting, what I call influencer hunting, whale hunting, general hunting for an hour, 1 hour, once a week. Never more than that. I think what you see is you have many people at EXP who've landed a whale and have 5 FLQAs and don't get paid in tiers, 5, 6, and 7. That's never been my methodology. So I source my agents a couple of different ways. If I was living back in Miami, which I'm going to move back to Miami, I would put together a list of everyone that's been on the flip side of a transaction, people, former colleagues in the business or friends.
Sure.
I would make it my business to get to at least 1 or 2 live events a week. A month. Michael, what is a live event? A lending event, a title event, a board event, a local board, a Tom Ferry event, a CE event, where I'm getting belly to belly and eyeball to eyeball with people. I'm not hammering them with EXP. I'm asking them questions using the acronym FORD, asking them questions about their family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. And then I'm calling 90 minutes a day on my work treadmill. I mean, today I'm slammed, but I will find 90 minutes out of my day to reach out to people and identify them as being hot, warm, or cold. Did I answer your question?
Yes, absolutely. Are you finding any saturation or?
Terribly. I'm of the belief that if people want to participate, The company is never going to do this. I believe that people should be accredited because I don't want us ever, guys, right? I don't want us ever. And we all love this company. We all want long-term success. I believe that, when you spread the wrong message, you're conveying the wrong information, that doesn't just hurt EXP, it hurts every one of us. So I believe in an accreditation process. I believe that anybody who wants to be part of RevShare should learn the key features and benefits of EXP. But yes, I think the market has been absolutely saturated, which I think why all of you need to be better and better and better on the call. Remember, less is more. If you're conveying a lot, if you're talking a lot, you're missing your mark. I speak very little. I ask a lot. My whole mindset is information gathering. That's why I put a script in place. So people are asking the right questions and staying on point and gathering the right information.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Guys, anybody else?
Yeah,
Questions
Eric.
or comments?
Yeah, Eric. So you say you put 3 people into your system a day. Do you put them in before that phone call, or do you have a kind of a
You
spreadsheet
can.
first and then you put them in?
That's what I was saying before. You can enlist them, Scott, as being new and then modify them after the conversation. They're typically going to go in a hot, warm, cold, or trash, right? Or new callback. Somebody says, I'm really busy, but you could upload them to the system and just keep them as new, but don't, the system won't allow you to cold email or cold text because we don't believe in that. We believe that's what really hurts EXP. When you're sending out a cold email or a cold text, I want somebody to say to me, Eric, I'm open-minded. Thank you for the phone call. I appreciate you being straightforward and love the questions that you were thoughtful that you asked me.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't believe it. So you could put people into the system, but you can't email them. You could trick the system and move them to hot, warm, or cold, but that's not how I run my business.
Yeah, I'm just thinking more of using the AI stuff. You have to put them in there in new in order
Definitely.
to record the call and all that stuff, and then you move them.
Yes,
So the 3 a day would count more towards moving them into warm, cold, trash.
yes,
Or,
definitely.
yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Definitely,
Thanks.
Scott. And then please keep in mind, we're coming out with an app. The app will be out within the next week or two. So you'll be able to do this on your phone, not just your computer, but your phone as well.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I never even told you guys what this cost. So we were charging $149 a month. Sean has been a dear friend of mine. Guys, I don't need the money from the system. I love the system. If I help you bring in one person, and that's a capping agent, that's $4,000 a year if we co-sponsor them together. The system pays for itself multiple times over. But if you want to join within the next, 5-6 days, I would say do $97 a month. I mean, it's a special that we've been running. I did it last week for Micah Mruat's people in Oklahoma City. If anybody wanted to jump on with us, $97 a month. I think Joe has been with us at Attraction Flow. I think you'll find the system is worth itself in gold. If you did nothing else but jumping on the prospecting calls with us, I can promise you it's going to have a profound impact in your business in building out a revenue share. The only thing that's inhibiting you from having the revenue share organization you want, you need, you desire, and you deserve is having a damn system in place that you could follow. I mean, that's it.
How do we sign up?
You know what? I'm going to have Sean. I'm so computer illiterate. It's not funny. Inevitably, somebody say, Eric, how I sign up, and I'm going to respond, I don't know. Go figure. If you go to Trackify.ai, you should be able to sign up there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to
Put a code in.
I'm going to get you a code. I'll have that. Sean, I'm going to give it to you, and then Sean's going to send it out.
Okay. You know what I'm thinking about as I listen to you go through this, that little famous phrase, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? And you know what I find interesting, like our other guy who trains, Eric, he talks about 15 minutes a day, taking whatever that is, 1/30th of your day. And it's interesting, you can go from 15 minutes to 30 minutes, but then you can see the extreme. If you want to call this extreme, jump to 90 minutes. And what is it on a 10-hour workday? It's 15% of the day. But if you knew that after 1 year, let's just hypothetically saying you're going to put in at least 12 frontline agents, you'd put in, I think everybody would agree, if you hit the phones, for those of you that have done it, for 90 minutes a day, you're going to bring on an agent a month. No doubt in my mind. Because a lot of us, there's a lot of times I've only made calls for 30 minutes and still set a Zoom. And I can't imagine setting 3 every single time I called, where this would go. So anyway, just that whole phrase of what would you do if you couldn't fail? If you knew you could in 2 years get to a multiple 6-figure or multiple 5-figure a month, would you set aside 15% of your day? on a 10-hour workday? Silly question, but you know, Michael, a lot of you guys have been here for a while. If you literally made those calls 90 minutes a day, your success would come. End of story one, because after 60 days, you'd be way better on the phone, right? If you spent 90 minutes a day and started having 8, 10, 12 interactions. So anyway, just kind of piggybacking on what he's saying, because it's there for all of us. I know you, Bobby, I appreciate you always jumping on. But there's several people that are new. Bobby's fairly new to us right now, and probably just trying to decide how much you really want to put into this. Do you want to sink your teeth into it? And he is just evidence that 90 minutes a day, because I've heard you say, Eric, you've really literally not skipped very many days at all, other than vacation.
Dude, I'm sitting in a closet in Chick-fil-A in Puerto Rico. I mean, that's how committed I am. I treat my business as a profession. I don't treat it as a hobby. I take it seriously. But I want to say something to you, because I don't need the $97 a month. And I don't say that to sound arrogant at all, Sandra. I say this, and I hope you feel like I'm speaking from my heart. If you're going to do this, make a commitment. I want you to bring one person a week to the Wednesday or Thursday call with me and let me work my magic. You don't have to be great at selling EXP. I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm an alpha agent at the company. I've grown as fast as anybody for the 5 years I've been here. There's not 5 people at EXP I would have explain the model for me. Folks, I just want you to get great at inviting and make a commitment to bring one person a week to the Wednesday or Thursday call. And as we continue to build your database, this is exactly how I did it. Scott, 6 months in, you're going to have a big database. And then we're going to take up your goal from one person a week. You're going to bring 2 people a week onto the Wednesday or Thursday call. And then as your database grows from there, we're going to put 3 people a week. Folks, you can't help but be successful. Half of the alphas at the company don't even know the damn alphabet. It's not brain surgery. We're not rocket scientists. This system is brilliant. And I wish I could tell you I built it. I'm not. When you asked me for a code, I was thinking when Bobby said to me, Eric, how do you sign up? I mean, I'm not super tech savvy, but what I am is savvy enough to know that you can't build an organization unless you're able to duplicate it in a way that makes sense and have aids and systems in place that will propel you to take your business to the next level.
100%.
Very, very good. So you'll send me over. You can email it to me. I'll get everybody that was on the call here. We'll get
I'll have this to you within 2
Yeah.
hours. Believe it or not, I've got an attraction call in 2 minutes. And then I have got a Q&A call 1 hour from there. Guys, I really appreciate it. I hope you got
Thanks.
something out of it today. Love what we're doing. We work for the freaking best company that's out there. I want you to remember, we are the only cloud-based company that is publicly traded and profitable. So remove that other garbage from the table. We are the only cloud-based company that is publicly traded and profitable. We don't have small market share. We have significant at almost 90,000 agents compared to our competition, which is 25. Where they linger in 2 countries, folks, big announcements coming this week. We're going to be in over 30 international markets. They are not even in the same, they're not even in the same conversation of EXP. It's like night and day. Be proud of who you're affiliated with. This is an opportunity that took me from being poor and destitute 5 years ago and has allowed me to build generational wealth that I'll be able to take into my retirement and ultimately hand off to my kid, my pride and joy. But most importantly, it's not about the money. It's about I get to honestly talk to you from my heart about a system, about a platform that I genuinely love. And I love the fact that when you build an organization, it's the most synergistic relationship ever. We are the sum of all parts that are coming together and pulling in the same damn direction. Because the more successful Sean is, the more successful Eric is. The more successful Sean grows and builds his brand, the more successful I grow and build our brand. Think about a KW agent. 2 are sitting in an office having floor time, and a poor buyer walks through the door. Who's going to tackle them first? This model is the exact opposite. We are working together. We're not conflictual by nature. Go out there and build an organization. I'd love the opportunity to work with you.